new.
Love, exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. And love, life's
confused. I am aggravated that the Dallas Jewish community is not out here with us. They taught me about peace and justice, and I've been part of the Dallas Jewish community for 65 years. It has changed considerably. Let me read this 3-paragraph letter to the editor. Everyone who supports social justice and opposes collective punishment should be on the U.S. boat to Gaza, Flotilla 2. We should join them. We should join them unarmed, open-hearted, and ready to die. Israel means it when they say they will use brutality, and terrorizing force. American Jews once cringed when Israel had to use force. Today, we develop talking points, plan smear advertising, and make contributions to Congress. Radical Zionists and their fundamentalist Christian supporters are full of fear. Any step back, even the smallest breach of security, could end up with them being thrown into the sea. So why would some American Jews provoke the Israeli government with a non-violent blockade-breaking visit to Palestine? Because regardless of the sluggish and pathological nature of Hamas, Jews don't treat people and their children this way. We should know better. We should know better, and I'm trying to figure out where is the Jewish community on this. And here's a theory. All right, the main thing holding together on the Gaza side. The main thing holding the Jewish community together is Israel. That they can all come together under this umbrella. Let me give you 2 examples. There used to be 2 very distinct Jewish communities in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And most of it got here after World War II. Huge influx of Yankee Jews. My parents. All right? Loud, liked Reubens and bagels. You couldn't get a bagel in Dallas in the 50s. The northern Jewish community. There was a southern Jewish community already here. There was a plan at the turn of the last century, 1906. A guy named Schiff, who was a banker in New York City, was afraid that the Lower East Side was getting too many Jews, so he used his money and his influence to divert the ships carrying Jews from Eastern Europe to Galveston. And there were 10,000 Jews who ended up in the port of Galveston when they thought they were going to New York City. So when we as a peace and justice community try to deal with the Dallas-Fort Worth Jewish community, we need to be aware of their pathology.
soon
today is to never lose hope, to never give out. These journeys for freedom, human rights, equity, peace, goes a long, hard journey. And they belong and they are possessed by those who persevere and for those who recognize their small victories all along the way. The fact today that I'm seeing faces that I had not seen before in previous rallies, alhamdulillah, we have a lot to be grateful for. The fact that I'm seeing younger faces, alhamdulillah, we have a lot to be grateful for. I received an email from the Jewish community. Granted, it was a slight door open and not a door all the way open, but alhamdulillah, they reached out to the Peace Center for more communication. So what I would just say, because I see that we are pretty much us, so there's nothing new about the struggle. The struggle continues, other than to encourage your heart, strengthen your loins, and stay focused to the task of freedom, liberty, human rights, and dignity for Gaza and for all people around the world. One of my most favorite sayings from Mother Teresa, she says, if we are committing violence one against the other, it is because we have forgotten that we are all connected together. You know, so you and I, and our folks in Gaza and all around the world, sometimes we lose our own humanity. Someone has a sign about humanity and that we're all human beings. And somehow, I'm not sure how, we forget that we are all connected. But I know for us that are residing here, that we take that same spirit and we multiply it out amongst the masses. So I would again just encourage you to stay strong, stay encouraged, look out for the next rally because the battle is long and we have to persevere. And we're not just persevering to satisfy our own goals and ambitions, but for children and our children's children, and for the human race as a whole. We've got to find a way in which we are able to resolve conflict through dialogue, and through dialogue that's not hurtful and respectful and shows common dignity. We've got to find a way to use other means to bring about peace. Whether it's good for you, brother, is this economy good for you? Well, it's good for me too. You know, it seems like the simple things in life keep us completely amiss and off our card. But you know what? We've got to hold on to our humanity. And when we do hold on to our humanity, then we will have a better place to live. God bless you and thank you all for coming.
Free Gaza! 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 Won't hurt anymore. Free Gaza! Free Gaza!
From our Texas State Representative, Lon Burnham. Woo! Let's hear it for Lon. He says, the siege of Gaza is untenable and must stop immediately. It's ironic that the government of Israel declares itself a democracy yet feels threatened by nonviolent protesters. When faced by unarmed peaceful protesters, Israel's heavy-handedness and brutality does not reflect the actions of a democracy, but how petty tyrants behave in the Middle East. I call upon the government of Israel to practice restraint and desist from using violence against the ships of the Flotilla, delivering much-needed hope and humanitarian aid to the 1.5 million besieged people of Gaza. The siege of Gaza must end, and goods and people must be allowed to cross international borders. The medical, commercial, and humanitarian needs of the people of Gaza must be met. It is the law. I'll repeat, it is the law. Collective punishment is wrong, and there is no country in the world that understands that better than the people of Israel. Stop the collective punishment of the people of Gaza now. For fellow Americans, the time has come to at least question, if not stop, blind U.S. political, diplomatic, and financial support for the illegal and counterproductive policies of the Israeli government. Unquestioned support of Israeli policies in the Middle East do not necessarily coincide with our national interest. As we serve our nation's birthday, let us remember that a robust debate about issues of national and international importance are a necessary element of a sustainable and durable democracy. Do we dare question the special relationship between the United States and Israel? Why is U.S. policy toward Israel not subject to review, scrutiny, and debate? Especially in these dire economic times when we don't have money for our children's education, yet we provide the Israeli military a blank check year after year. Ron Burnham. Let's hear it for Ron.
Won't hurt anymore. It's an open smile
Where do we want it?
on a friendly shore. It's love. Welcome aboard. It's love.
They're tired, and they all rose up. They all rose up, and they confronted the tanks and the bullets of the oppressive government, the dictators of the Middle East with their bodies. They're dying today. They're dying every day over the Middle East. Now, the U.S. Audacity of Hope boat and the other ships that want to sail from Greece is the same emotion, it's the same people. This time we have 300 activists from around the world on 10 ships that comprise the Flotilla wanting to sail to Gaza to tell the Israeli government that we are tired of your subjugation, your oppression, your humiliation of the people of Palestine and the people of Gaza. And today you, the people of Dallas, are standing in solidarity with our people. You are here to stand in solidarity with Colonel and Rice. And Rice. You are standing in solidarity with Medea Benjamin. You are standing in solidarity with Kathy Kelly. These are our friends, our American fellow Americans who are on the boat, on the Audacity of Hope, delivering a message of hope to the people of Gaza, from whom hope has been taken away, whose homes have been destroyed, whose families have been shattered, whose children have been killed in the oppressive policies of the Israeli Defense Forces and the Israeli government. We condemn the policies of the Israeli Defense Forces. We condemn the policies of the Israeli government in Gaza and Palestine. Is that right? We condemn them. We condemn them. We disagree with them. We think that the Israeli government is following a path. You know, this is the United States. Yesterday we celebrated July the 4th. Is that right? This country is based on freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of education, freedom of employment, all kinds of freedoms we enjoy in this country. And today we heard from some of the Jewish leadership in Dallas, which said that we should not hold this event here. They strictly forbid us to do this event. This is the United States of America. They want to stifle dissent over here too, just like they stifle dissent under the dictators of the Middle East and also in Gaza and Palestine. This is the same strain, this is the same thought, and they say, we are not going to listen to you. We're going to come out in the streets and we're going to say, free Gaza! Free Gaza! Free Gaza!